What's up, guys? Day 20 update of my juice feast. I just want to give you a couple quick updates, maybe extend this out a little bit. We'll see what happens. Woo, that's a little better, I guess. Going pretty good, you know what I mean? Overall, I would say I feel pretty good. It goes up and down. So I have some, sporadic energy that's really intense, and sometimes, I just feel normal. A little tired because I'm still detoxing. My ears are getting kind of clogged, which is funny. I think I'm starting to drain something from my head. I've been doing some nasal rinses. If you guys aren't familiar with the nasal rinses, I want to make a video on that. It's like a neti pot. This is called a Neil Med. You fill it up with water and a little bit of the salt solution, and you basically just plug one under your nose, and you lean about 90 degrees like this, and it goes in your nose and out the other, and it cleans out your sinuses. Been doing that. I've been doing a lot of self-care stuff, guys. I've been doing mouth oil pulling with coconut oil. I use coconut oil, about a tablespoon of coconut oil, and I put a little bit of turmeric in there, and right on top of the coconut oil, I put it in my mouth, and I swish it around for 10 or 20 minutes, and that helps pull toxins out of your gums and your teeth. And all this is part of helping my body detoxify. We got, you have meditation, which is key. I also do contrast showers, which is basically you start warm or hot and then you go into cold shower. I go all the way cold. It's pretty cold. I do about 1:15. I do that every day. I haven't missed a day in a while, and I do believe that cold showers have absolutely helped me on my raw food journey and to fortify my mental constitution, because when you take a cold shower, you're getting uncomfortable. You're forcing yourself into an uncomfortable situation. And when you're eating raw food, you're going against your addictions and your programming, so it can feel uncomfortable, especially at the beginning. I've been at this about 3 years, guys, trying to eat raw. I've been trying to eat raw for 3 years. It's taken me almost 3 years. I remember John Rose said in an interview it took him 5 years to get to the point where he was juice fasting. Just think about that. Average person takes 5 years to get all raw. So I'm about 3 years, and I'm finally got to the point where I can do a juice fast. It took me a long time. I tried multiple times before. I did an 8-day one before, and then I fell off. Then I did a couple short ones. I did a 2-day lemonade fast. But it took me a long time. You got to be patient with yourself. If you're trying to eat raw, if you're trying to do a juice fast, not everybody can just jump into it. Some people can go from eating a standard American diet or whatever, or junk food, and go right into a juice fast. They can. Some people can do that. I could not do that. My food addictions were very strong, especially my emotional eating addictions. I'll give you a couple tips that helped me kind of solidify my focus on the raw foods and my detoxing my body. You got to stop watching news as much as possible. All news and media. There's a graph. I'll see if I can find it. I'll share it with you guys. I saw it in Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural. It basically shows everything you put your energy toward is taking your energy away instead of holding it within your body and kind of taking it for yourself, to focus on yourself and your purification process. So the news is a big thing. You gotta stop watching news. But what I found was when I watched the news, when I binge scrolled news on my phone, it would get some sort of emotions worked up in me, and then I used to eat junk food, right? And then you do other bad habits, and it's just a cycle. So you got to get rid of the negative stuff that you can see that is triggering you. That's one thing. And your focus. The two other biggest things that help me. What Dr. Morse says repeatedly, and for good reason, guys. Stay present and stop thinking. Stay present, stop thinking. Are you listening? Stay present, stop thinking. Two of the most crucial things that helped me the most in getting to the point where I could do a juice fast. Because a lot of your cravings and your emotions are because you're thinking. Your emotions are you're thinking, now I want to eat that cheeseburger, right? Or whatever you're going to eat. And that's where you got to cut it off. If you can learn to stay present, to stay as much as possible, and then what happens is when you have those cravings, You just notice it if you're not thinking, right? Not thinking. You just notice it as some sort of feeling inside of you, as opposed to something that automatically triggers you to eat something. That's what I noticed. This is just from my personal experience. So the more I stayed present and stayed focused, the more I focused on staying present and not thinking, the easier and longer it was for me to eat raw foods and to get to the point where I could do a juice fast. So those are things to just constantly work on. And don't beat yourself up if you fall off. Guys, I failed 1,000 times trying to eat raw, 1,000 more, probably more, every other day. For 3 years, I would eat, a day raw, maybe, or I'd eat raw tofu, or trying to eat all raw, and then, cravings, addictions, whatever. It's all a learning process. It's all a learning process. You have to learn what works. You have to learn. It's a gradual too. And another thing is, you could take all the information you want, which I did. I took quite a bit. Watching a lot of Dr. Morse, a lot of, I read 80-10-10, which was a big help as well. I'd highly recommend that if you haven't read it. And the Mucusless Diet Healing System by Professor Arnold Ehret is very good. I'd recommend that, and the Grape Cure as well. All very good books. But I'd highly recommend those books. Those help me a lot. But the focus is key, and the presence is key. You got to stop thinking about those foods. That is the big, and you have to kind of try to observe your emotions or your feelings. That's what helped me a lot to get to the point where I'm on a hopefully extended juice fast. I feel pretty focused right now. I feel I'm at the point now where I'm just leaning completely into the juice, right? So if I have any feelings of kind of, whether it's emotional craving or whatever it is, if it's my parasites or my fungus, whatever it is, I just drink a juice, and I don't think about it. You gotta not think about it. It's huge. And again, cold showers. If you're not doing a cold shower, start doing them. It's tough. It's going to be uncomfortable if you haven't done it before. You start a little bit cold, right? After your warm shower, and just as much as you can do, and just do your limbs, do your arms first, and whatever, and then you work your way up to colder and colder showers. Hey, there's Spacey. Where does she even come from? I don't know. But yeah, guys, I feel pretty good overall. My energy is kind of, I don't know. It's kind of all over the place. I'm still getting some weird stuff out my bunghole. You know what I mean? I'm starting again. I finally got my bentonite clay. My first protocol I did was just psyllium husk, and I got quite a lot. But here's something very interesting. I took the psyllium husk, and I was pooping a lot, like big solid chunks of poop, right? And I was like, I don't know what this is. Is it the juice? Is it the psyllium husk solidifying juice? My weight has stayed exactly the same for like 4 or 5 days. Well, I haven't been on psyllium husk, and this is my 3rd day off, which is very interesting. And I've still been pooping. My weight's exactly the same. So I think my guess is I'm in the process of hydrating a lot of the old stuff inside of me, and it's still in there, and I'm waiting to get it out. I don't know. I know I have a lot of stuff stuck inside of me still. I know that for a fact. I'm loaded, man. You guys should have seen what I was eating. When I went on junk food binges, it was real bad, guys. Real bad. I'd eat like a tub of hummus with some pretzels. I'd eat some chips. I'd go and get the fake meat shit, the chicken and the fake chicken, vegan chicken, and make wraps and put ketchup on it and all that garbage, guys. I had a real bad salt craving. It was real bad for me. And that's what really got me a lot of time. That's because my adrenals were low. Everybody's adrenals are low. I know my adrenals are wrecked, guys. You know why? Because I drank a lot of coffee. All these stimulants wreck your adrenals. My adrenals are down. I know that. My kidneys are barely filtering. Barely. If you're not sure if your kidneys are filtering, pee in a jar. You pee in a jar. I'll show you my piss jar. If you want to see my pee, you want to see my piss jar? I'll show you my piss jar. I'm not afraid to show you my piss jar. Every day. Every day. Every day, guys, I piss in this jar, and I look at it. I stare at it like this. I stare at it, and I see if there's little tiny snowflakes in my piss. Why? Because that signifies whether or not your kidneys are filtering. If your piss is clear, your kidneys aren't filtering, which is not good. Why do you want snowflakes in your piss? Why do you want sediment in your piss? Because all the cells in your body create waste, right? And they shit into your sewer system, which is your lymphatic system. And they have to get rid of that waste somehow. And you're supposed to get rid of that waste through your kidneys. That's your main eliminative organ on top of your skin, right? I'm not looking at the right place. Sorry, I don't know where the hell the camera is on this phone. So if your piss is clear and you're not eliminating the waste from all the cells in your body, and on top of you're eating a very acidic diet, which is high cooked foods and all this stuff, you guys probably already know this if you're watching this, then then all that acid waste is being stored inside your body. And what do acids do? They destroy cells. Instead they damage cells, which is cancer, right? That's what they do. So you're storing all the acid, and that's what leads to all health problems. That's what the lead, inflammation, every itis, the degradation of the bowels. You know what I mean? Everything. So I always check that every day. What else can I show you guys? I got my homemade toothpaste right here. I got to make some more. Also, although I'm thinking about switching to a dry powdered toothpaste. This is coconut oil as the base, baking soda, and some charcoal, some activated charcoal. That's it. And I just mix it up until it's like a nice creamy consistency. And I threw a little bit of peppermint oil in there as well. So every day. And then I also rinse with hydrogen peroxide. That might not be a permanent thing. I was just doing it kind of because I end up getting some cold sores. And when you detox, you might end up getting a lot of cold sores. You're gonna pull acids to the surface, so you might end up getting sores in your mouth. My skin's cracking real bad. That's one thing I've been going through as I've been detoxing harder and harder, going on the raw foods, doing the juice. My skin's splitting real bad because my kidneys aren't fully filtering yet. But I got real bad splits in my fingers, on my heels. My heels are real bad, and my toes. Well, right now, just my toe. My ears are clogged up right now. Ah! I gotta do some ear candling. I've been doing some ear candling, wearing them ear candles. I'll show you those. I do these a few times. I get some wax out of my ears. I think it helps. I don't know. You can also use warm water in the shower and get some wax out of your ears. I'm gonna make a video on how to use the capsule machine later. If anybody's interested in how to make herbal capsules using a capsule filling machine. I have been taking herbal capsules, mostly based off of Dr. Morse's. This is Dr. Morse's herbal salve. This stuff is great. If you guys have any skin issues, or cracked skin, dry skin, it's good for psoriasis, eczema, whatever, cuts, burns, bruise, whatever. This salve is great. I use this on all my stuff. But I've made my own kidney and bladder capsules and my own endocrine capsules, endocrine gland, because obviously your adrenals, your pituitary, everything. Parathyroid, depression is parathyroid. So I got some kidneys and adrenals and some endocrine, if you can see them. The capsules here. I made my own capsules. I'll show you how to do that. It's really easy. It's a lot more cost effective if you're going to do it long term. This is my endocrine powder. You basically get all the dry herbs and that you want in your formula. Once you find out what you want in your formula, and you blend them up. I blend them up in my Vitamix till they're powder, and then you put them in capsules. That's it. So I've been taking those, trying to work on my kidneys at the same time. It's all one process. So you can just focus on juice fasting. That's great, but juice fasting is detoxing. I mean, the best forms of detoxing your body are raw foods, right? Raw fruits and vegetables, all fruits, right? All fruits, 100% fruits, mono fruits, one fruit, mono fruit juice. There's a pyramid. There's a pyramid scale. I don't know if I can find it. I'll show it to you. Dr. Morse has it. Mono fruit juice is one of the highest. So I'm about to go to all apple juice starting tomorrow, which I'm about 95% apple juice right now. I only throw in a few carrots for some taste, some carrot, apple, gingers. But I had some mean greens, some green drinks before. The main reason I'm not doing those anymore is kind of for the cost. I'm trying to also stay cost efficient. As you guys know, I made a video on being budget friendly. Trying to do a juice fast on a budget can be difficult. It's definitely going to be easier during the spring or summer. I did it during the winter is kind of the hardest time, I think, because everything's damn expensive. Apples just went up in price. So I'm basically just going to be doing apples and maybe some lemon, because lemons have that astringent value. And I know apples are very powerful by themselves too. So I'm going to try a week, maybe more or less. We'll see. We'll see what happens, see how I feel after a week of just apple juice. 6 liters a day, maybe 7. What is my drinking schedule like? Well, it's kind of all over the place. Unfortunately, I try to be like, all right, I'm going to drink at 8 o'clock. I'm going to have a juice at 8 o'clock, right? After I wake up, 8 o'clock. And then I'm going to have one every hour and a half so I can finish early at 3:30 or 4 or whatever it ends up being. And then I won't have to pee as much at night. It never happens because I'll end up having, a drink. And then it takes me half an hour sometimes to have a drink if I'm doing something else. And then by the time I turn around, I have to have another drink. And it literally feels like I'm drinking juice all day non-stop, which is okay, but it's just like, oh man, time for another one. Oh man, time for another one. Oh man, that's crazy. I'm just drinking juice all day. This is crazy, guys. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, so the schedule always gets messed up, because then if you go somewhere and I'm like, oh, should I bring a juice? So most of the time I do bring a juice, and then sometimes I don't. And then you end up being 2 hours, 2.5 hours past your if you're trying to do it every hour and a half or whatever, you know, it gets messed up. And sometimes, so I end up usually having a juice at like 6 at night, which is pretty late, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to piss all night. The other night, I had to piss 6 times. That's a rare case. Usually it's 2 to 3. The third time is usually when I wake up. So which is not bad, really, for all the juice I'm drinking if I only have to piss 2 times. Except for the fact that my bedroom's upstairs, and I gotta walk all the way down these loud, creaky stairs to try to be quiet and not wake my son and go to the bathroom. That's okay. I thought about getting a piss jug or maybe like a hose or something to hook to my bed so I could just pee off the side of the bed. It's not a big deal though. So besides that, I feel pretty good overall. What else is going on? What other self-care techniques can I share with you guys that I've been doing to aid my detoxification? I do the contrast showers, the cold showers, but I also been doing some dry brushing. Dry brushing helps move the lymphatic system as well. Your lymphatic system is your sewer system. And that's what you want to get to move. And well, first you need to get your kidneys to filter so you can get all that waste out. But this, if you don't know how to use this, check out some videos. You basically start with your feet and you brush like 5 times, and then you go up your legs, and then you can start in your hands and go up your arms to your shoulder. And there's different ways to do it. And then you brush, you can brush your midsection. I'll show you how. Watch, like you start your feet. Well, obviously you'd be naked, and then go 5, go all the way around your legs, and just look up some videos. They can explain it better than I can. Also been doing, which it's hard to say if it's helpful. I mean, I'm sure it is, but I've been doing colon massages. You lay down and you basically massage. You start your colon's a horseshoe, and you basically massage really deep with your hands. I can make a video on that if you guys want. John Rose has a video on it. And you just keep massaging, try to break up all the loose stuff inside of your bowels, your GI tract, whatever, the colon. So I've been doing that. Yeah, my energy is kind of all over the place. My sleep has kind of been okay. Honestly, my sleep isn't great yet. I'm still kind of waiting for that to kick in. I know I have a lot of work to do. I might be on this for a while, and that's okay, because you know what? Who cares? What else? Honestly, what else have you got to do? What else have you got to do besides drink some juice? You know what I'm saying? What else you got to do? You sure you can eat? Well, who cares? You've been eating your whole life. That's what this is my thought. I've been eating my whole life. I ate junk my whole life, most of my life. I started eating good more recently in the last few years. What else you got to do besides drink some juice and try to see if you feel better? And you probably will if you watch enough juicing videos. You probably realize that, oh, wait a minute, I'm probably going to feel way better because everybody else does, because that's how it works, as you're cleaning your GI tract out. And then you can absorb. You'll be able to absorb whatever you're eating better once you're all cleaned out. And then you can continue with the detoxification process. You can continue working on your kidneys and your adrenals and your pituitary and your parathyroid and your thyroid and all that good stuff, guys. You can continue working on and continue feeling better and better. I'm hoping maybe by this summer, I'll definitely by the summer, I'll probably be done by then, but whatever happens. Because I'd like to eat some nice fruit this summer. I mean, I've been looking at the mangoes my son and my wife been eating. Man, those look real good. Haven't had a banana in quite some time. I was eating quite a few bananas. Watermelon, I got a nice watermelon here for my son and my wife. They've been eating some. I got a cantaloupe that needs to be cut. I can never tell when those things are ripe. It doesn't matter when it is. So, take it day by day. You know what I mean? I didn't set a goal because I'm taking it day by day. Because, you know what I mean? That's part of staying present and staying focused. Don't worry about that. Just one day at a time, 1 second at a time, one juice at a time. If you have cravings, you know what I mean, just drink more juice. And a big key for me is keeping it simple with making the juice, because at first it can seem like it's a lot if you're not used to it, if you're not making it and prepping it. Just doing apples, let's say, it takes me 10 15 minutes just to wash and prep the apples, and then you gotta cut them and then while you're juicing, and then it takes maybe, it depends how many I'm doing. I did 4 bags of apples last night, guys. I don't even know, like 20 something pounds of apples I juiced. I end up getting 7.5, almost 8 liters, but I drank 1 because I was thirsty. Sometimes I get thirsty, you know what I'm saying? So that could take half an hour, 45 minutes, it depends, just to do that, and then you got the cleanup. So it's a commitment, but at the same time, you're not cooking anything. You're not prepping anything else. So you just got to get a good routine. Keep it simple. Don't make the recipes too complicated. What's up?
Hey, we're coming downstairs.
Oh, I am. I was just making a quick video.
Dr. Daddy.
Dr. Daddy. Okay, guys, that's it. I want to wrap it up. Just giving you a few tips. It's going pretty well.
Go on the basement.
Bubby wants to go in the basement. Oh, I'll go. I got to go in the basement and play with Cal for a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.